Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome back to Crack Grade B.
Hello everyone, very good
Just
morning
wait for a
and
second.
welcome back to Crack.
Yeah, so today we are going to start with the schemes on Ministry of Education that has been launched by Ministry of Education, right? So what I wanted to tell you in that is many of the schemes that we'll read, the content of the scheme is a regular one. You can understand by yourself. My focus will be to teach you the important topics or the important points that you should be remembering for this particular ministry related schemes, right? Now, this is not very technical, very easy to understand, and you can do so easily on your own also, but a little bit of understanding is needed over here. So let's start with it. And the first scheme that we'll be having is on midday meal scheme, right? Let's start. So first of all, I would like to tell you, you already know that what does a gross enrollment ratio means. Gross enrollment ratio means how many children are getting enrolled at different levels of education, be it on your primary level, secondary level, senior secondary level, etc. along with your higher education. India is witnessing a near 100% enrollment ratio in the primary education, but we are facing the problem in the higher education level. That means your graduation level. Their gross enrollment ratio falls to 26%. This is the data of 2018 that was already clear to us. Next is Sustainable Development Goals 4.1, 4.5. Sustainable Development Goal 4 is related to the education. So hence it talks about where you should be providing inclusive education to everyone. These are the goals 4.1 as well as the 4.5, right? Now talking about the schemes that we are going to study over here. These are the schemes which has been highlighted. These are the most important. Samagra Shiksha, Midday Meal, Kasturba Gandhi Vidyalaya, National Education Policy that we have already covered. Right to Education, Stars in Stride, Nipun Bharat, New India Literacy, PM Schools for Rising India as well as Central Sector Interest Subsidy for Education Related Loans along with the Uchatar Shiksha Protsahan Yojana. Right? These are the schemes that we are going to study in detail, in depth, and the rest of the schemes, these are also important, but you can have an idea about them. Moving ahead and talking about midday meal scheme. So, National Program for Midday Meal Scheme. Just a little bit of history we'll see, and then we'll see PM Poshan Abhiyan, because this particular scheme has been merged and it has been renamed under PM Poshan Abhiyan, right? So started in 1995 as a name of National Program for Nutritional Support, right? Moved on in 2001, and then in 2007 it also included upper primary classes, and the scheme was renamed as National Program for Midday Meal. From 2008, scheme extended to all areas across our country. Who's going to implement the scheme? So district level committees, these are responsible for implementation. National Food Security Act 2013. This has been the act which provides the bone to this particular scheme. See, what happens is under National Food Security Act, what we are trying to provide, we want to provide the food related security to 2/3 of population in our India, right? It covers both your urban as well as the rural population. So it provides that every child up to the age of 14 shall have the specific entitlements. So first thing first, we are going to cover till what age? We are going to cover till the age of 14 years. We want to provide all the nutritional related needs. You will see that there is a specification that what quantity of protein, what quantity of other items should be given to a student by along with that, the support related to midday meal scheme is going to be provided in the government owned as well as government aided schools, right? Only in these type of schools midday meal related schemes will be functional. So schedule 2 of NFSA, it mandates the provision of Hot cooked meal containing 450 calories and 12 grams of protein for primary and 700 calories and approximately 20 grams of protein for upper primary classes children. This is it. And now moving to Pradhan Mantri Poshan Yojana. So your midday meal scheme, this has been converged into your Pradhan Mantri Poshan related Yojana. What is the contents of this particular scheme is, it is popularly known as midday meal scheme. We are going to read all the important points so that we are not wasting in time in it, right? Next, see, implemented by Department of School Education and Literacy. See, this PDF is updated in your paid course, right? So all those who are asking for the PDF, they'll get from the paid course. Coverages all school children's. Please focus on the classes class 1 to 8, right? We want to cover around 11.80 crores children's in 11.20 lakh schools. Special focus is obviously on the socio-economic disadvantaged sector as well. So we are focusing on aspirational district, tribal districts, right? As well as in such districts, monitoring and the quality of midday meal will be directly under the supervision of district collector. Next is Cabinet Committee of your Economic Affairs. This has extended the time period of this particular scheme. Just wait for a second. Wait. Yeah. Now see, this particular scheme, the operation of this particular scheme has been extended till 2025-26, right? These are the financial outlays that has been made by your central government as well as state government. More important than this is the component where I'll be telling you that what are the components for which central share is responsible and what are the components where there will be a sharing between the center and states. So just wait for it. We are going to come on that. Next is important thing, what are the objectives of these schemes? First of all, we want to address the hunger, right? And next is education. These are the twin objectives. See, why these twin objectives? If you are giving one time of food to poor children, then they will be lured in order to come to school. So hence, by providing midday meal, you are going to achieve these particular two objectives. These are the objectives of this particular scheme: improving the nutrition of the children who are studying. Next is encouraging poor children to come to school. Then providing nutritional support of elementary stage in drought affected areas during the summer vacation and during disaster times as well. Now, government is supplying food grains. So under National Food Security Act, you all know that we are providing the food grains to the ration shops as well, right? In order to fulfill the nutritional needs of the poor. At the same rate, we are going to provide the food items here as well. So see, the government is providing 100 grams per child per day for primary and 150 grams for upper primary. This is government is supplying the food grain. Rates are same as NFSA, right? 1 per kg for coarse grain, then you have got 2 per kg for wheat and then for rice. Material cost means apart from food grain, what kind of etc. Extra material you incur, your like pulses, vegetables, oil, condiments and fuels, they have been enhanced to 5.45 per child in primary and then approximately 8 per child in the upper primary. Then these are your nutritional norms, right? Calories, what will be provided at the primary level and what will be provided in the upper primary level. And food norms, food grains, how much it should be provided, and pulses and the other requirements, how much these should be fulfilled. Now talking about the other management related expenses. So first of all, obviously we need to have cook in order to cook these particular food in the premises itself, right? So an honorarium will be given, provided to that particular cook. What is the honorarium? 1000 rupees per month. Then quantity is also given. If you have got 25 students, up to 25 students, then one cook, and from 25 to 100 and another cook, and after that for every 25 you need to have one additional helper, and these are the honorarium that has been written over here. Next is transportation assistance. Transportation assistance will be provided to whom? To supply the food grains from the godown of FCI till the school door. So what you need to remember is that there is a transportation related assistance as well. What is the transportation related assistance? So maximum 1500 per metric tons, right? This is the assistance that will be provided. Next, after that, aggregate cost of this honorarium, transportation related expenses, all of it taken together. What should be the maximum thing? 3% of aggregate of cost of food grains, cooking cost, honorarium and transportation assistance. This is the management, monitoring and the evaluation related expenses. Now kitchen cost, which will be provided. So such assistance is also provided under this particular scheme, right? It will be dependent on the number of students that the school is having. For repair also 10,000 per unit is provided. Next is fortification of food items. I hope you know that in the regular items of food that we consume, these are lagging the important micronutrients like the iron, etc., right? So for that, fortification of food items has been made a norm right now. So like we fortify rice, the dairy related milk, what we used to purchase, there is also fortification is happening. So fortification is infusion of micronutrients into the food item to make them more nutritious, right? If you'll go and get a milled rice, that is not going to have you, and that is not going to provide you the iron related supplements, right? But after fortification, it does help in providing micronutrients as well. So this particular midday meal scheme, it has got the component of fortification of food items as well. Next is innovation flexibility component with no separate budgetary support. Here 5%, if you want to do any kind of innovation in this particular scheme, 5% has been provided, and apart from that, no additional budgetary support will be provided to you. Now, this is the important thing which we are going to read. What is the funding pattern? So, there are certain items, there are certain, what you can say, actions for which the only support that will come is from central government, and apart from that, central share with the states and UTs, both are going to share. Now, what are this? Let's see. So, sharing pattern. Central government will provide 100% assistance for cost of food grain, transportation related assistance that we are going to provide in order to transport the product from the FCI go down till the school authorities, management, monitoring and evaluation. All these three expenses, the expense will be provided by whom? Central government. And the remaining expenses like cooking cost, honorarium to cook cum helpers, construction of kitchen devices. These are all the costs for which there will be a sharing between the states as well as the central government. What is the sharing? The same northeastern as well as the Himalayan UTs, 90:10, 100% for union territories and 60-40 for the other states. Next is some special nutritional intervention. Special nutritional intervention means there is a component of Tithi Bhojan. Tithi Bhojan means if there is certain special occasion like birthdays, anniversaries or days of national importance, on that day a special food will be cooked and it will be provided. Next is school nutrition gardens. So yes, we are going to use the vegetables in providing midday meals, right? So why don't we grow that vegetables in the school premises itself? So this is the concept of school nutrition gardens. Next is social audit, capacity building, field visits, mapping. It should be part of every government schemes. If you are doing something, then there should be a checking of that what amount of efficiency you are displaying in it. So social audit is mandatory in all districts, right? Nutrition and health parameters, it will be mapped at district and block levels along with Ministry of Health. We will see that which particular scheme is used in it. Next is capacity building. Capacity building means, yes, there are people who are going to be your cook, but what if those cooks are not properly trained? So we all know that capacity building means providing the training related support. So for that training related support, we have got the training components also. We will involve Institute of Hotel Management in order to provide the training to these midday meal cooks. And then you have got field visits for progress monitoring at the regional institutes of education and district institutes of education and training. So these inspections will be provided by these organizations. Next is vocal for local. Vocal for local means, see, every geography has got a special food component, right, which is nutritious. So we should not be standardizing all of India in one go. We should focus that in what area, what are the local nutritious food items, and we should be including them as well. Or whatever the local means, we are focusing over here the local related requirements. You see over here, so usage of locally grown food items like the millets, vegetables, that should be systematically undertaken. Apart from it, states UTs will be encouraged to empower district collector to decide that which menu will be suitable to the local conditions. If there is like in Rajasthan, there is too hot, it is too hot over here, right? It's summer, in summers it becomes too hot. So there are local dishes like your rabri and other things which are consumed by locals in order to keep themselves cool during the time of summers, right? So this is a locally invented food item which is suitable to the geography which is present over here. So for that, in the same spirit, government is saying that we should be empowering district collectors so that they can decide that what menu is suitable to the local condition, and that particular menu will be taken care of. Now, what are the benefits? So obviously it is going to provide local employment generation as well as the economic development. Talking about convergence with the other ministries, so yes, we are going to organize the checkups, right? We are providing nutrition under midday meal scheme. We have to check up whether the nutrition we are providing, it is apt for the students or not, whether there is an improvement in the students' health or not. So for that, Ministry of Health will be assisting us. Next is Ministry of Women and Child Development. So convergence will be undertaken with reference to Bal Vatika and co-located schools and state or UTs. So state or UTs may procure pulses as per their local taste for the scheme. Now, what are other significant provisions? So in order to motivate the cooks, they have named as Bhojan Mata. Next is direct benefit transfer scheme. The central has directed the states as UTs to switch to DBT system for providing the compensation to the cooks as well as the helpers under this particular scheme. Then we have got school health components. School health components means we have decided that whatever nutrition we are providing, we are going to check for that. So under Ministry of Health, there is a scheme Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram. We are going to check the health of the children, right? Next, deworming related medicines that will also be provided biannually to National Deworming Day. So there are worms that are found in the stomach, and sometimes when they tend to overpopulate, it gets harmed, the child gets harmed by the presence of those worms. So having deworming tablets is very important, and this will be provided biannually. After that, You have also got weekly iron as well as folic acid supplementation program. These mostly these deficiencies have been found in the girl child, right? So component has been included in order to provide the supplements to all those who are requiring for it. Then you have got empowered committee. Empowered committee, it will be chaired by under the chairmanship of honorable Shiksha Mantri. And then you have got national level steering committee, right? This steering committee Department of School Education has set up. Wait for a second. And then lastly, you have got the Food Corporation of India. It will be the responsibility of FCI to ensure that there is an availability of adequate food grains in its depot. Finally, we have covered your midday meal scheme. What you have to remember is what are the components for which support will be provided by central government, and what are the components under which support will be provided by your state as well as UTs together. Apart from that, the supplements that are being provided, apart from that, like your Bhojan Mata initiative, etc., all of that you can remember about it, right? Now, okay, first of all, let me answer the question. What to do in banking of IFSC? See, I have told this many number of times. When I am teaching any other topic, please do not ask for any other topic. Today, I hope that there will be a class on IFSC Act, right? Please ask your questions at that particular time, and even in that, please do not ask irrelevant questions. Correct. I am not teaching IFSC right now. I am teaching about government schemes. If you have any doubt regarding that, you are very welcome to ask that. Otherwise, please don't. Next, see Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. We have got an understanding about Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. What is Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan? So under this, what we are actually doing, we have integrated from preschool till your 12th school, both of them together, right? From preschool till 12th school, all the provisions, all the standard settings, etc., and all the initiatives regarding the examinations that will be taken in one go. There is no separation in the schemes. What it provides is, it provides efficiency, it provides continuity to everyone, right? It is an easy scheme. We'll quickly just complete this. So Samagra Shiksha scheme, it is an integrated scheme, right? What we are doing, we are covering the entire gamut from preschool to class 12th. This has been mandated under Sustainable Development Goal of 4, SDG 4. Scheme not only provides support for the implementation, but has also been aligned on the recommendation of National Education Policy 2020. You all know that we have already covered National Education Policy 2020, and in your under Article 21A of the Constitution, we have made right to education as a fundamental right, right? So this is in the spirit of that particular right only. Goal SDG 4.1 says, now let's cover them as well. So you will get an understanding about this. By 2030, ensure that all boys as well as girls, they complete free and equitable quality primary as well as a secondary education. And the next 4.5 states that by 2030, eliminate gender disparities in the educational and increase equal access to all education as well as the vocational related training, right? Now, when this particular scheme was launched, it was launched in 2018 by Department of School Education. Aim is that we should have an integrated scheme. Special focus is on teacher. So teachers training has also been included at its component. And the next thing is the technology. So you want to cover all the students by the use of technology. Center has approved the time period of this particular scheme till the year 2026. Financial outlay has been 2,94,000 crores, which includes central share also. Funding related support 60-40 is central as well as states, 90-10 in the hilly or Himalayan areas. Now the major objectives of this particular scheme, objectives are important to study. What we want to do with this particular scheme is we want to provide quality education, we want to fill gender gaps, ensuring equity in all levels of school education. We also want to promote vocational education. That thing we have already done in your National Education Policy 2020, right? Support states in the implementation of Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act, right? So now this particular right has been made up to the age of 14 years. Strengthening and upgradation of your SCRT, state related educational institutions. Next is implementation strategy, how you are going to implement it. So the scheme is implemented as a centrally sponsored scheme. You have got, if I talk about governance structure, at the governing council, this is going to be headed by Minister of Education, and project approval board will be headed by the Secretary of the Department of School Education. Talking about Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, what is the structure of this particular scheme? So 3 years education, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Earlier it was 10 plus 2, right? So we have converted this thing, and we have also included the Anganwadi and preschooling. Why we have included this? Because by inclusion of this, we are going to set the standards that what kind of and what quality of education should be provided at the school level. And the next thing is, we also want to provide the teachers related training, or we want to train the Anganwadi workers so that they can provide the quality education at the pre-primary level. So this is the improvement that we have made by inclusion of pre-primary level. So 3 years in Anganwadi as well as 12 years in school. Foundational stage, that means you're up to 5 years, that means 3 to 8 years of age. Multi-level play activity based learning that we are envisaging. Next is preparatory stage, middle stage and the secondary stage. In secondary stage, we want to focus on critical thinking. That's why we have moved from summative assessment to formative assessments, as well as there is no foundation on the streams that will be chosen by you. Just wait for a second. Now watch it over here. So what kind of supports you are going to provide at the pre-primary level? At every level you will see that there is a component of teachers training, right? Because the quality of your education depends on how trained your teachers are. So training of masters teachers, that is why this component of pre-primary has been included. There is a component provision of up to 500 per child for teachers learning material, indigenous toys as well as games. Next is support for pre-primary sections in the government related primary schools. Why this 500 per child has been provided? So this is being provided for the TLMs, that is teachers learning material. Teachers learning material means so that you can train your teachers how to teach in that particular setup of pre-primary level. Moving ahead with the support for Nipun Bharat. Nipun Bharat is the short form for the foundational literacy, right? The National Mission on Foundational Literacy and Numeracy. I have yesterday also told you that in our schools, even if a 5th grade student cannot read and write an English material which is being provided for a 3rd grade student, you are not able to solve a mathematical problem which belongs to a 3rd grade student. So clearly you are lacking the foundational literacy and the competency. In order to remove that particular defect, what we want to have is National Mission on Foundational Literacy, that every child should be able to read, write and do the numericals at the end of grade 3 and not later than the grade 5. Under this, provision is 500 per child per annum, 150 per teacher for teachers manual as well as resources, and 10 to 20 lakhs will be provided for the districts for assessment. Financial support will also be provided at the elementary level. At the elementary level, we are going to provide the financial support for State Commission of Protection of Child Rights, right? Child tracking provisions, they have been included by the students of government as well as government aided schools, and the benefits obviously are going to be transferred directly to the students in the shortest possible time. Followed by your secondary level. So here, transportation related facility will also be extended up to the rupees 6,000 per annum. For out of the school children at the age of 16 to 19 years of age, support will be provided to SC/ST disabled up to 2,000 per child per gate, so that they can complete their secondary level education through NIOS, that means from open schooling. Please focus on over here, you are providing the financial support to the teachers. Apart from that, you are also providing the financial support to the students, so that they are not leaving their education midway, they are going to complete their education, right? Next is quality as well as innovation for all levels. Now how we will be taking care of the quality? Please focus over here. So holistic 360 degree, this is an important component, hence we are going to read this in bit detail. 360 degree multidimensional report will be showing the progress of the child, right? So there will be a component of holistic progress card. Till our times, what the progress card or the report card only talked about regarding the numbers we have obtained in the examination. It did not show that what are the co-curricular activities we have excelled in. So that particular thing should also be included, and report card should be made as the holistic. Then we have got National Assessment Center, PARAP. They are going to provide the standard setting as well as the assessment of the performance that has been achieved by us. Additional sports grant up to 25,000 to schools in case at least 2 students of that school has won a medal in Khelo India school games at the national level. So we are going to provide you the help if your students have achieved a medal in the national games. Provision for bagless days, school complexes, internship with local artisans. Internship with local artisans, this is a component of vocational training as well. Setting up of assessment cell, preferably at SCRT, so that there we will see that we should be training, how tests shall be taken, and provision for establishment of new SCRTs have also been included, right? Provision of in-service teachers training from pre-primary to class 12th under the professional development. Academic support of block resource centers as well as cluster resource centers will be extended to pre-primary and secondary level also. So these are all the components. For equity and inclusion, all Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas will be upgraded to class 12th. This particular Vidyalayas, these are specially for the support of the girl child which belong to disadvantaged sections of our society, right? So the particular scheme, the budget provision has been made by our central government and it has been extended till the class 12. For girls hostel, we are going to provide for class 9 to 12th of up to 40 lakhs per annum. Earlier 25 lakhs was provided, and provision of incinerator and sanitary pad vending machine in all girls hostel. So these facilities will also be provided. Then the rest of the things you can do on your own, not very important, but I'll just tell you, there has been a training that has included in name of self-defense, and government is going to provide you the support related to that, right? For the childs with the special needs, there is another component of 200 rupees per month for 10 months. So these are the specific what you can say initiatives. Rest of the initiatives you can read on your own, not very important. One more thing that needs to be talked about it is support for social audit. So it should be covering at least 20% of the schools per year, so that all schools are covered in the time period of 5 years. See how the paid course is different. So I'll tell you, few of the lectures that we provide, like your schemes related lectures, this is available for everyone, but the PDFs that are available only in the paid course. Apart from that, In the paid course, we also run classes regarding your commerce and accountancy management and other subjects. Those classes are not available on the YouTubes. Complete classes are not available in the YouTube. So that is how your paid course is different. I cannot delve much deeper into it. For more assistance, please call the helpline number, right? They'll provide you the right guidance regarding this. Okay, so we have done till this point. Now, talking about Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, what it has replaced. So these are the schemes that has been replaced by this Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, and then we have got the component of the teachers education as well. Talking about them in very briefly. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, the aim was it for covering the education of 6 to 14 years, and the rest was covered under the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. So these both have been taken care by your Sarv Shiksha, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. They have been brought in together. Now, centrally sponsored scheme on teachers education. So restructuring and the reorganization of, you will see that how these particular schemes have evolved over the time period. But one more thing I would like to tell you, we have seen our National Education Policy 2020, right? What we want to have in that we have estimated that now our teachers will be trained over a period of 4 years. There will be repeated as well as the periodic assessment of the quality of teaching that they are providing. So the few of initiatives we have already taken under NEP 2020, but now talking about what has been the previous initiatives or what has been the initiatives in our past. So first one is restructuring and reorganizations of teachers education. So we have established DITES, that is District Institutes of Education and Training. Colleges has been established for teachers education. These were the initiatives that was taken back in the time in 1987, right? Post that, from 2009, they got a public-private partnership in teachers education and 100% government funded to 75 to 25, the center as well as state component. Wait for a second. Now talking about the Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya. So it trains separately in harmony with the SSA, that is your Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, right? What is the aim here is we want to set up residential schools where minimum of 50 girls should be belonging predominantly to SC, ST, OBC and the minorities in the difficult areas. So I have told you that this particular school, that means Kasturba Gandhi, has been supported by your central government, and this primarily focuses on the disadvantaged sections of our society. The objectives as well as beneficiaries are targeting toward that. Now, what is the objective of this particular scheme? We want to have a comprehensive school mapping exercise, right? Girls in the age group of 10 to 18 years who are studying in the class 6 to 12, they are the target beneficiaries. 75% of the enrollment is reserved from the girls from SC, ST, OBC as well as minorities, and 25% from the families in the below poverty line. So mostly we are focusing on socially disadvantaged as well as economically disadvantaged sections, right? Where they will be set up? They will be set up in difficult areas, the areas which are educationally backward. Girls hostels will also be provided. So for age groups of 14 to 18, at least 50% of the girls which are admitted to the hostels, they should be SC, ST, OBC as well as minority community. At least one residential school for girls in every economically, educationally backward areas of our district. So this is the provision of your Kasturba Gandhi Vidyalaya. Next is Padhe Bharat, Badhe Bharat. What you have to remember in this particular scheme that we have read just now, who are eligible, who are the beneficiaries, I guess that is more than enough component. you should be knowing that who are the beneficiaries of this particular residential schools, and that is more than enough. Talking about Padhe Bharat and Badhe Bharat. So early reading and writing with the comprehension, early mathematics program. Target beneficiaries are girls in the age group of 10 to 18 years who are studying in from class 6 to 12, right? Features of the scheme, obviously we are focusing on SC, ST, OBC, minority as well as the BPL category. Features of this scheme: pupil teacher ratio of 30:1. This has been envisaged under your national education policy as well. What happens is when students are more, teachers are not able to focus on each and every student, and it leads to decreased foundational literacy and the numeracy related capabilities. For that, this particular ratio has already been earmarked, right? Enabling minimum 75% attendance, training of teachers on early mathematics for class 1 and first and second. So what happens is, see, if you have already reached till class 6th, 7th and 8th, then you have got certain understanding and common sense that even if teacher is not able to explain well, you can do it on your own, right? But that is not the thing with the class first grade as well as second grade students. They need help of teacher at every time. So teachers should be trained in such a way that they can provide an easy guidance and easy learning experiences for the child. So for that, this particular component has been envisaged. Encouraging activities like morning messages that bridge the home school gap. Apart from this, in 2022, your school education department, they have also launched a 100 days nationwide reading campaign called as Padhe Bharat and Badhe Bharat. Now moving ahead with our next scheme called as Unified District Information System for Education Plus. So this will be the last scheme for today. It is an updated, improved version of UDICE. It was well developed in 2018-19 to speed up data entry, reduce errors as well as improve data quality. It was launched by integrating the DICE and SEMIS. You don't have to go into that. Made mandatory from 2018-19 for the exchange of information system. Developed by National Informatics Centers as well as Ministry of Human Resource and Development, right? What is the aim was? We want to eliminate the manual data filing in the paper format and we want to have it filed on the computer. So see, the importance of MIS, called as Management Information System, cannot be denied, because every kind of scheme, whatever kind of schemes you want to practice on, it always depends on the kind of information that you have. You cannot do policy making until and unless you do not have sufficient data on that matter. So this is the purpose of this. They want to help measure education parameters from classes 1st to 12th in the government as well as private schools. It has been developed specially in the areas which is related to data capture, data mapping and data verification, right? So this will be it. We are going to cover up to this point only, right? Rest of the schemes we are going to cover tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope we have tried to cover the schemes in a fast manner, so that it is easier for you in order to revise. It is easier for you in order to see what are the important components. If you like this video, then please do not forget to hit the like button, and thank you so much for joining in.